5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cheers! Woo! Oh boy, 2022. Have you seen it? It was so depressing. I'm like so excited for 2022. And then someone sent me this image where it says that moment when you realize 2022 is pronounced 2020, like two as well. And I'm just like, oh no, please no. No, we don't go back. We go forward. Okay, people,
2022.
Now, another reason why I'm excited is I cannot wait to get rid of our 2021 as our autoplay, on the channel. I don't know if it's just me because it just so happens that the part where it's stopped. So anytime I go to our channel and I'm checking out YouTube for some reason, it starts playing at this part where I'm like a human furry, I'm pawing at my face, like I'm a cat or something like that. It's so embarrassing. And then you're a very eloquent person, but for some reason it's stuck at this part where you're like, no, but yeah. The first thing that people are being introduced to is us being a furry and really ineloquent. So
okay, well, c'est la vie. Bye bye 2021. Hello 20 doso.
20 double two. 2 squared. No, that doesn't even add
wait,
up at all.
Isn't that 8?
So we've arrived at the time where we promise you all these changes and then give up usually by March.
The list is a suggestion, not a whip. What did you say? I forgot what you said at the beginning of 2021 in January. You're like, let's go a little easier this year.
It's a goal, not a whip.
Goal, not a whip. Okay, yeah.
Well, do you think we accomplished our goals? Because one of the things that we set out to do is more diversity in terms of looking at Japanese, Russian, Latin American, as well as Black voices. Do you feel like we did a good job of maybe pushing ourselves further into those spaces?
I 100% think that I have. I have read more female authors in this last year than I think the rest of my life combined.
All right, so let's talk about what we're most excited for, because mine's going to be this honker right here. We are going to be a part of a War and Peace read-along, along with Hannah from Hannah's Books, as well as Miss Reads a Lot. So with Sandy, we're going to have an announcement of what that structure exactly is going to look like, and that's just a hint. Hosts are still being figured out, but look at this guy. Look at this right here. It's first of all, it's unopened, and second of all, instead of it being one honking book, it's broken up into 3 separate books. So I don't know. Maybe I'll open this up and give it the Leslie treat when we finally kick that off.
Oh, it smells so good, Una.
What are you most excited for this year?
I think I'm most excited for you to finally get to the Dark Tower. We've been on this journey for over 2 years now, and we've talked about this, and we've put it off, I think, far too long, and we've incorporated and been diverse, and we haven't just stuck with some of our favorites like Stephen King. And I'm really excited for you to get there, and I want your opinion on all of this because it is such a controversial book. Either people love it or hate it. I don't think there's anything in the middle when it comes to the 7th book of the Dark Tower series, and I really want to see how you feel about its conclusion or lack thereof.
Okay. And for full transparency, we were actually going to read that in December here just recently. But in full transparency, I can't remember if we mentioned much in our last wrap-ups or TBRs. Crypto here has had to sign up for some classes, some further education as far as teaching goes, which has limited his time. So he's actually had to pull back for December, January, February reads. And that might be why we've had to kind of push out reaching the Dark Tower as a 2021 goal.
Yeah, that's true. Blame me. It's easier.
No, it's not that I blame you, but it's like, hey, here's why we are where we are. I'm looking forward to getting that finished as well. But at the same time, don't you always just feel like a little bit sad when a series ends? You're like, I gotta read this last book because I gotta know what happens, but I don't want it to end. It's a very conflicted feeling, I would say.
Agree 1000%. You always want to see how an author is going to wrap everything up and maybe fill in some of those plot holes and have more closure, so to speak, for certain characters and see, do you get your happily ever after, or is it what you expected? But I feel like, for me anyway, it never fully satisfies because you have such these high moments, I feel, throughout the series. Can you ever truly have a satisfying ending to 10, 15 book series? I think, and I kind of feel like that's what the Dark Tower is, because I mean, those are some chunky books there. It's probably 10, 12 books crammed into 7, especially with Song of Susanna.
Okay. So we started talking about American authors. Let's kick off with some planned American reads that we have, and let's talk about some of what our goals are for this year. Because I think we're going to continue that envelope when it comes to the Russian, the Latin American, Hispanic, as well as Japanese and Black voices that we're going to be kind of investigating further this year. So for American, we've been talking about this for about a year and a half now. It's finally happening. We're doing the Summer of Snopes. So what is the Snopes trilogy? It's a 3-book series that is probably one of his, I'd say, most approachable and very far on the comedy side as opposed to the tragic side of William Faulkner, one of the most revered American writers. This is definitely on the more fun side compared to the academic side, I would say, compared to some of his other writings. I don't know who the host of that will be. I haven't gotten official confirmation, nor have I reached out yet, but that is going to be happening kind of like, I think we're doing that June, July, August is the Summer of Snopes plan.
Now, that is following the specific family through the summer?
Yeah, the Snopes family, I should mention.
Okay.
So it's named after the Snopes. The Snopes are like these people who are like, they kind of represent capitalism in a sense. They'll do whatever it takes to make that dollar. You know what I mean? And there's some Southern hijinks that happen along the way. So if you're interested in that, we'd love to have you come along with that. Let us know down below how, in any of these that we talk about, how you'd want to get involved. The next one, I kind of want to mention this. I wasn't originally going to, but I noticed that you celebrated it twice. And that is Mike Flanagan's announcement, your favorite director, that he will be doing The House of Usher by Edgar Allan Poe. Now, when I say you celebrated it twice, do you know what I mean when I say that?
He did Midnight Mass and no.
I love this.
You're giggling.
This is the gift that I get. I get this gift that nobody else out there gets, right? This is my gift with being friends with you, is your memory allows me to celebrate things with you multiple times and you have no idea.
Yeah.
You sent me this text back in October when you discovered that he was doing the Fall of the House of Usher. And you're like, dude, can we put that on the schedule? And I was like, bro, we got it for March. We're good.
Nice. And
then just now, you just sent me this text here like 3 weeks ago. You're like, dude, Mike Flanagan's doing the Fall of the House of Usher. Can we do this?
Well, in my defense, crap, I can't come up with anything. In my defense, I only have through, I think, January's schedule. I don't know.
All right, but we will be doing some more Ray Bradbury. We're going to look at the Halloween tree. Oh, gosh. I'm pulling Brandon's bookshelf here where I saw it on someone's BookTube channel. I didn't write down who it was that influenced me. Was it Jack the Rambling Racketeer? I think it was Jack. So Penny has agreed to kind of buddy read it with us. So this Halloween, we're going to be doing some Ray Bradbury with the Halloween tree. I think we're going to try to do The Invisible Man. We were scheduled to do that in February, but I don't want to do that without you. So I need to figure out when and how we can fit that in. So that might be kind of in. Instead, I'm going to be doing Moses, Man of the Mountain by Zora Neale Hurston. That's one that I think I kind of want to just kind of do a book review
I'm jealous.
of. And then I know.
It's all
I
good.
know, but
It's
hey,
all
here,
good.
I'll make it up to you. I'll make it up for
Okay.
you. I think we should do another Steinbeck this year. I'll let you and Leslie choose this one. But we had so much fun with The East of Eden.
That book was
read
so
along that
good.
we did.
So
I know.
good.
Tell me about it. Tell
Is
me
there
about
another Steinbeck of that caliber? I mean,
I think Grapes of Wrath is up. I honestly think Of Mice and Men is up there too. Let us know down below in the comments if you had a vote for which Steinbeck you think we should do. But I'll let Leslie and Crypto make that decision here.
what would be a revisit for Of Mice and Men?
That or Grapes of Wrath. I mean, Leslie likes the long books, right? So we'll probably do Grapes of Wrath. We'll see what she chooses.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the goal for American authors. Now for none other than the Russian authors, we've already talked about War and Peace, right? The big chunker this year. But before we get there, you'll notice that we had said we were going to start in December. The Idiot. Where's our videos on that? Where's the announcements for that? It got pushed back just because I think it worked out better for the hosts involved that we're going to be doing The Idiot kind of in like the February, March timeframe, like kind of leading into the March, April, May timeframe of War and Peace. So February will be kind of aimed towards The Idiot leading into March for those that want to do Dostoevsky with us this year. We're looking forward to that. Leslie and Christy Lewis have committed to that, so they'll be part of the read-along hosts as we go through that one.
I'm definitely excited for War and Peace and The Idiot. Those are kind of two that I think have always been on my bucket list, but they are a little bit intimidating. And being now that I've gone through some other classic Russian literature, I feel like I have, my feet wet. I'm ready to go. Ooh, it's going to be good. It's going to be good.
Dude, just hold on to those seats because we're also doing Master and Margarita, one of the biggest names, Bulgakov, in magical realism when we get to that. And we're also going to be doing Eugene Onegin, your boy Pushkin's major, first prose novel, quote unquote. So those will be some huge, not necessarily in length, Onegin's not that long, but huge importance. And I think we're going to have to we're really going to have to focus and really just give it our all because those are just so revered and loved that I want to make sure that I give the right respect to them when I read them.
Respect. Yeah.
Respect. And then this is another one that you shan't be reading only because my buddy bought this for me, and that's Pale Fire. I've put it in the Russian section because the author is Russian, though he wrote this in English. I mean, I think a lot of people know that he was fluent in English. Let this be the reason that we draw words together. My friend wrote that to me because he's a big Lord of the Rings fan. But this is a really interesting piece where you have a very unreliable narrator who is an editor who's editing this book of this recent author who passed away. You get the poem that the author wrote, and then the editor adds in 70, 80 pages of commentary.
Interesting.
And you start to realize the story is not what the editor is proposing to you. Everything starts to not line up from page one. Things don't make sense. There's something a little bit off, and everyone doesn't necessarily agree with this editor. So what's the real story behind this editor, and why is he kind of fudging the truth, if you will, a little bit? So this is going to be a fun one. I'll probably do just me here in January while you're busy with some other things, but I'll definitely have a review and talk about this.
All right. And when was that published? Is that new? Is that a newer book?
I think it was 62, if I recall correctly. I'll have to look it up. 62, 68, somewhere around there.
Okay, that's new for us because we're doing usually stuff from the 1800s.
All right, so let's move into what are some of the Latin reads that if you guys would love to check out some more Latin American or Hispanic background books, we'd love for you guys to kind of talk with us a little bit more about. I'm going to start with two that are the man with the best beard on YouTube, Noah, from Everyone Who Reads It Must Converse. I'm going to be buddy reading these two with him these next few months while Crypto's busy with his classes. We've got Pedro Paramore, by Juan Rulfo. And this was Noah's selection. I don't know what I'm getting into, but I always see it on these lists. I don't know what I'm getting into. It's always on lists. And this was my selection, Hilda Hist, The Obscene Madame D. And this is a Brazilian author. She is recommended, actually it came from a recommendation a viewer gave to us on a Clarice Lispector book. So I appreciate you guys giving those recommendations. I thought this looked awesome, a short little piece. So let's see what Noah and I get into with this one as we delve further into it.
I'm excited to see those videos already because usually I'm the one that's left, in the dark and not in the know. It'd be funny to see you that way.
No, that's exactly what's going to be. I promise you I'll be lost on those. So we're going to also be doing a little bit more of Cisneros' writing. We've got The House of Mango Street, as well as, I want to say it's called 11. I can't quite recall right now. But she is another well-renowned author from Hispanic and Latin American background, as well as some more Borges short stories, because Borges is going to continue to blow our mind. Why did I choose so many authors that are going to blow our mind? This seems like a bad idea. Someone else needs to do the planning.
No way. You are the plan master, the master planner.
All right, and then you may be wondering what's going to be happening with Japan. I've got Snow Country, a buddy read that I'm going to be doing with Attention, Pay From Attention. He and I decided to kind of team up and read that while Crypto's doing his other readings. And we got a couple more, right? We got to talk about Natsume Soseki, right? We're finally returning to Natsume Soseki's masterwork. You and I did Sanshiro earlier this year.
Yes.
We absolutely loved it. Now we're going to be doing Kokoro by him, which is his most famous work, arguably maybe the most famous work to come out of Japan of all novels.
Spoiler alert.
Got to check that out.
Spoiler alert. Both you and I are going to give it 10s.
That man does no wrong. That man does no wrong. And neither does this man right here, who is Ryunosuke Akutagawa. And we're going to be doing kind of like a novella from him. We haven't done a longer than a short story from him because he doesn't really write anything else longer than that. This is The Kappa, which I don't understand what the Kappa is. I don't know if that's a ongoing demon myth. I'm going to have to do some research. I've seen it referred to in some other Japanese work. So I'm like, we got to find out what this thing is. Is this a Akutagawa invention? Is this a lore that I need to learn more about? But we're going to be diving into that. as well as we're going to do some more Rampo with Moju. And we're also, our buddy Jack from the Rambling Raconteur, we're going to be teaming up with him and be doing 1984 1Q84 from
Murakami.
Haruki Murakami.
Oh,
Yeah.
is it? I mean, Kafka on the Shore was just so mind blowing. I don't know if I'm excited, but I don't know if my brain can take any more.
We've planned a lot this year, but you know what? I get so excited sometimes reading some of these. We have amazing discussions. It's great bro time to sit down and just kind of have a little drink, relax a little bit. I mean, it's pretty relaxing and fun conversation for us. So I'm looking forward to it. And I think we've got a pretty good selection here. But we're still got some room out there. If someone says like, hey, there's some stuff we need to check out, let us know what you guys are reading down below. We'd love to hear from you, as well as what you're maybe most excited about, or maybe what you want to get involved in from some of the books that we have selected for this year.
And besides finishing the Dark Tower series, we're also going to be touching on a little book that you had mentioned, Quality Land, that sounds really intriguing, about what basically a corporation like Walmart kind of like takes over, right? Kind of dystopian future-esque story. So.
I'd compare them probably more to Amazon. The idea is like there's like this formula that's like, hey, you deserve this product, so we send it to you without you even ordering it. We know what you need before you even know what you need. And then one day this guy gets this package and he's like, I don't need this. I didn't want this. And everyone's like, no, they're never wrong. You need that. You just don't know you need this. He's like, no, I don't want this. Like,
oh, so kind of like Minority Report meets Amazon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. It'll be fun to see where that one goes. I think you have to throw those fun reads in every now and then, right?
Yeah. All right. Well, it's not a whip. It's a goal. And those are our 20 doses.
What are you nervous about this? What's going on over here?
I don't know. I'm a little bit bummed that I don't get to be there whole way, but I have to redo my certification and I have to take some classes, so I'll be missing about a month and a half or so. But I'll get back in there in February. There's no way I'm going to miss some of that goodness there in February you mentioned. No way you're leaving me behind.
We got our whole lives to continue to hang out, read books, and just have some good times. So don't worry about it, my friend. Now to 2022. I bid adieu 2021, and I had a good year with 2021, I'll say. I mean, everything looks good after 2020. But I am looking forward to 2022. I expect big things, and, what could go wrong?
Don't. Infamous last words. What are you doing? Oh, no.
All right, guys. Like we said, hit us up down below with what you're interested in reading along or checking out with us, and we look forward to hearing from you. You can check us out on the Literary Discourse if you want to talk to us. We've got our own private Discord. If you want to just hang out, we don't really do book chats down there. That's just more chilling. And this has been Una. Appreciate you guys spending some time with us today.
Peace.